Boom, boom. Yeah. Welcome to M5 Property Addicts. And this is the channel where we talk about anything and everything around real estate. And you've never been here before, welcome aboard. What is it that we talk about in property? We are a passive income people. What do we mean by that? We get all of our properties, we buy properties, and all of our properties give us passive income. We buy them, we put tenants on top, and out of that, tenants pay our debt, and we get profit out of it. Can it be done on all the deals? Some people fail to do that. But I come out to you every day, Monday to Friday, and we talk about the intricacies of it. On a Wednesday like this one, we talk about partnerships. How can you work with partnerships for you to achieve the passive income? My name is Taurai Jack, and it is great to have you around. I like that jam. Yeah, good. Good morning, good morning. Boom, boom. Yeah, if you've never been here before, yes, this is the show where we talk about anything and everything around real estate. And there's a Wednesday like today, we like to talk about real estate. In the comments, I'd like to know where you are watching me from. And yeah, I'd like to hear from you. And whilst we are at it, right, whilst we are talking about it, first thing first is thank you very much for all the people that came through to our investor session last night. It was great, and it was quite informative. And sorry, got a little bit of a cough there. And some of those people that are going to be joining us, well done. And we are going to be starting up the initiative on the 1st. So we are closing. Some of you, you've been hearing me from mid last month that we are fundraising. We are fundraising. We've got two to three projects that we have got under the belt that we are going to go into by the 1st of October. Actually, I'm going to announce today to those people that have already invested with us in the closed face group that we are in, so that they know exactly where we are. So if you're one of those people and you haven't accepted to be on the private Facebook group, please hit that Facebook group, and we will accept you there if you have invested with us. All right. Okay, good stuff. Today it is Wednesday. Right? And oh, by the way, if you are wanting still to invest, yes, we are still open for the next 7 days. And in the link below, you can literally just click a link there. We'll put you on a waiting list, and we'll tell you when the investor session. I think we've got the last session coming up next week, Tuesday. That will be the last session that we are going to have, and we are going to go to work with whatever money that we have. Awesome stuff. But let's talk about Wednesday partnerships. I want to kind of like talk to you guys about maybe about 3-4 brands that are in today's everyday lifestyle, household brands. And I want to ask of you guys, what do you think is the common trend there in relation to partnerships? And I want to drop them in here. And the first one is Microsoft, right? So the question I'm asking, what do you think? These are household brand names. What do you think in relation to partnerships is common amongst these companies? So Microsoft is one of them. Google is another one. Apple is another one. And the last one is Twitter. I've never been on Twitter. Actually, not a never been. I haven't been active on Twitter. I hear there is people there that slay you from here to Timbuktu. I haven't been there, so I don't know. So, you know, I'm not active on Twitter yet. But one of these days, I hope that I'm going to be. What is common amongst these companies, right? What is common amongst these companies? And today is a Wednesday. We do Wednesday partnerships, and that's what we do. I enjoy us to talk about it. And also, if you are wanting to invest, you can jump in. So I'm just talking here so whilst I'm waiting for your comments. What do these 4 brands have in common in relation to partnerships? Microsoft, Google, Apple, Twitter, right? in relation to partnerships. I'm going to wait in your comments there for you to hit me up with your thoughts. These are household brands. Microsoft was born 1975. Whew, I wasn't even born there, right? Google, 1998. Did you know that Google has been around since 1998? The information that is there, we think that it's been there for Yankee years, isn't it? No, actually, they were found in 1998, right? And Apple, right? Apple, they've been around. They've been around. You know, I'm not an Apple fan, but I like some of their products. Can't afford them though. I don't like also the idea of being, you know, like, you know, confined. I like open platform thingies. But they've been around since 1976. I like the way they polish their products. You can see that there is some serious polishing that is done there. Right. I'm waiting for your comments. What do you think these products, these brands have in common in relation to partnerships? Microsoft, Google, Apple, and Twitter. Right. Apple been around since 1976. Yeah, I wasn't born at that time. Ooh. Right. That's a long time ago. Right. If I'm saying that it's a long time ago, I don't mean that if you were born 1976, you are from long time ago. Nah, that's not it. That's not it. I'm just saying. Right. Twitter was born in 2006. It was, right? And we all know it, right? So I'm not seeing any comments there. So for the sake of time, I'm just going to jump into it, right? Microsoft was born 1975 with two gentlemen, Bill Gates and Paul Allen, right? They were childhood friends and they went in, they formed their partnerships. They were friends and they had something else in common. They liked computers. Boom, they went into Microsoft. It's a giant. Who hasn't used Microsoft? Who hasn't used it? These are ordinary folks. 1975, it's not long ago. They were just ordinary people like you and me. They found each other at school. And yes, they had shares. They had investors that came on board and things like that. But they had a partnership going. That's the first thing. Google, 1998. Larry and Sergey. I hope I'm pronouncing Sergey's name correctly. But yeah, Larry and Sergey went into partnerships and they were not friends initially. They're like, we in it for work, right? And they've been grinding since 1998. Who is not using Google? Like, who's never used Google at all, right? For some of us, our lives revolves around Google. Gmail, Google Drive, Google Maps, Google everything. You want to search for anything, people just say Google it, right? That's the power of it, right? And again, these were two gentlemen that just came up and they got investors on board, shareholders on board. Look at what they have done. Apple, 1976. It was Steve and Steve. We all know the other Steve Jobs, ne? We don't know the other Steve, right? So it was Steve and Steve. They all came together, again, for a cause. And who doesn't know about Apple products? I know they're expensive, but right. I like their products. I do. They're cool, right? I just don't like the other things that comes with it. But they're amazing. Twitter. So you might be saying, TJ, we're talking about 1970s stuff. You know, things have changed. You know, people, they have changed. You can't do partnerships with people. And you know, let me bring you tonight to 2006. Twitter, born again with two people, Ivan and Biz. I think it's Ivan, his last name is William, I think. And Bizstone. Again, these are legends, the two of them. Look what Twitter is all about. Again, they brought in their ideas, they brought in some investors, and voila! We are all addicted with Twitter, except me. Right? But the point here that I'm trying to drive to is pretty simple, guys. Bill is a man just like you and I. Paul is a man just like you and I. Larry, so is Sergi, so is Steve, so Ivan, so is Biz. These men are no different from you and I. They are still human. They still have blood in their bodies. They still go and make poo. They still have eyesight problems. They still have marriage problems. They still have money problems, budgeting issues. They still have all of those things. They are still in COVID also. But with their partnerships, what made it work? With their investors, what made them work? So these guys went to work, the investors came on board. Together, they've been a force. Forces. All of these companies are giants in their nature. These men here, and I'm saying in the plural, not in the plural, but in the unisex, because it can be women and men. But the bottom line is, these guys here came in, they had their ideas, they brought in investors, they have changed the face of computing. They've changed the face of navigating. They've changed the face of talking to each other. We can't do without Microsoft. We can't do without Google. Some people can't do without Apple. I'm a Samsung guy, right? Some of us live on Twitter. This is what we can do in M5 chat. It's superpowers, guys. It's about superpowers. You bring in your piece, you bring in your piece. Together, you create something magnificent. Something that has a bigger impact for generations to come. Unfortunately, Steve Jobs is late here. Everyone else, I think, is still alive, yeah. And what they are doing in terms of impact is amazing. So this is it. And this is not about M5 chart. It's not. Because I'm not saying, hey, come to M5 chart, invest. No, that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, I want to challenge your thinking to where you're sitting to say, how different are these men from you and I? They're not different. How different are these men that put in the concepts together and brought in investors and they started making it work? We are no different with that from an M5 chart perspective. However, for some people, we can't relate to Microsoft, we can't relate to Apple, we can't relate to Twitter, and that's okay. That's why M5 chart is not for everybody, right? But for those that understand and want to jump into it, hey, we're going to make some money. We're in the housing space because that's where we are. But also, I'm a big advocate. If this is not for you, M5 chart, then you owe it to yourself and to your family to be doing some partnerships out there, to be doing something in the real estate space, because success is dependent on you. There's a bigger generation that is dependent on you. This is why we're doing what we are doing every day, because we understand what is at stake here. We understand our kids is at stake. We understand that tomorrow's generation is at stake. What if we could invest in all of these properties and cash flow and make some good money? And I know a lot of people are cynical. They're like, yeah, TJ, what if it doesn't work? Well, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. At least we have tried. We have learned. And we learn from the failures where we have jumped into. But we're not doing a try and error here. It is things that we know that we've been doing for the last 5 years, and some of you have already been part of it. So let's jump on board and let's slay this. We can do it. There is no reason why we must not be doing it. There is no reason why we should stop now. There is no reason why we should be thinking COVID is around, so let's not invest. There is no reason why we should be thinking of, well, the tenants won't be. It's a season. It's a season. 2000, 2008, this thing happened without even a virus. The market went down. Crisis. They do happen. However, the market picked up again. You don't buy properties when the market is up. You buy properties when it's down. They say when there is blood on the floor, that's when you buy real estate. I'm just saying here. Whether you on board or you're not, we're continuing. That's the drill. Right. It is Wednesday Partnership. I'm hoping that this has been of value to you and me. It's been of value to me. Yeah, it's giving me some interesting. I actually didn't know. I was doing some research actually, and particularly around the two Steves and Bill Gates and Paul. I just wanted to see how do they work together, and and this is where I came up with the idea, like, I've never spoken about these people before. These are legends that we know today. Bill Gates is not new to Africa. He's been here. He's spearheading, I see some of the things around COVID and things like that. You might like him or you don't like him, but still, Bra has got sharp. He's sharp. And whether we are on board or not on board, he's continuing. That's the sad part of this. But anyways, on a serious note, it's been great hanging out with you guys today. I'm hoping that this has been of some value. If you got any comments, drop them in the comments in there and I will respond to you. Happy Wednesday and God bless. Goodbye. Cheers.